What up, squad? I'm back with chapter 59.2 of Redo of Healer, and it picks up with Kyaru still holding the merchant by the collar after telling the group the rumor of what was found in an empty church. Now, last chapter was pretty graphic with the cloning facility being under the church and experiments being conducted by Cannon Hair Bullet, but this is nothing new. Once Kyaru regains his composure, he tells the merchant that if he comes across any new information, he should send word to the castle so that it makes it to him immediately. They are then interrupted by a butler in service to the Lord of Lanarita. He informs Kyaru and his group that the Lord personally invites them to his place so that they may speak. Kyaru and the group are hesitant at first, but accept the invite altogether. At the Lord's residence, they are treated to a feast that Setsuna and Gurren could not hold back from. Kuriha even mentions the food is royal grade and is second to none in comparison to the Jurel Kingdom, as Kyaru still wonders why they were invited. The Lord and host identifies all members of his party before introducing himself as Alfario. Being already cautious, Kyaru asks why has he summoned them there if he knows so much about them. The Lord reveals that he has a mission for the group and only they can accomplish it. War will be coming to his town and he wants Kyaru to prevent that from happening. This surprises everyone at the table as he goes on to say that the empire of a neighboring country is preparing to do so. The nation is smaller than the Jurel Kingdom, but has their own mine production of weapons and tools according to Kuriha. The group still doesn't understand why they must get involved, but the Lord reveals that Kyaru plays a big part in it. Just the other day, the Emperor was visited by a certain someone who proposed the idea of war. This guest gave advice and mysterious powers necessary to start conflict. Now Kyaru's spidey senses began tingling as he asked who was the man who visited the Emperor, and it turned out to be none other than the Cannon hero Bullet. In the meeting between Bullet and the Emperor, the hero goes on to say that combining both his immortality powers with the country's military arsenal should be enough to take over the world, which includes the Jurel and Demon Kingdoms. With such a great opportunity in front of him, the Emperor tells them to gather all forces and begin preparations for war. Meanwhile, Kyaru's group is on the move after taking in all the information in Lanarita. Eve is getting pushed back on her proposal for peace, which is now causing an internal divide. Now there's two situations at hand: the Emperor's upcoming war and Eve's situation. All agreed to head towards Eve to solve that problem first. As the panel switched to Eve, we see her deep in thought about the situation with her right hand beside her. She wants to do something to protect the peace her and Kyaru put in place, but something sinister is happening behind the scenes as we get a panel of a familiar face smiling menacingly. To be really honest with you all, I already knew there would be a traitor at this point, because things were just going too smoothly. The individual in the last panel is an unknown representative of a tribe in the Demon Lord's territory we saw back in chapter 36.2. She could be revealed as a traitor. I don't want to be 100% on this because anything can happen in the next chapter, but she could be revealed as a traitor, but didn't really seem like the type at first. She seemed like she was on board with everything that happened back in chapter 36.2. The same could have been said about Carl, and we see how that turned out. I would also like to point out in chapter 36.2 that when he meets all these tribe representatives, Kyaru makes a statement of getting a good look at which ones are potentially our friends. So things might be going according to plan in a way to smoke out any other rebels against Eve's ideals. You definitely want to look forward to the next chapter and more. You may want to even go back to chapter 36.2 so you can see everyone that was involved with that meeting with Eve, Carl, and the rest of them, because you'll see who looks like they'll betray and who won't, but it looks like this unknown representative is going to be the one, but I'm not going to put full 100% money on it. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel with notice turned on. Follow on socials for more updates. And until next time, keep it wavy, squad, and vengeance will be yours.